You lost on your first real estate deal, and this was in 2020, if I heard that correctly. This is when the market was going straight vertical. How did you lose in a just hot market?
I ended up winning when I sold, but I put a lot of money into it. A lot of money. Things kept going. It was the foundation wasn't right, roof wasn't right, the deck on the back was falling apart, floor wasn't right. It was just I put so much money into it, and what really gravitated me to it is because the house had a tenant already in it.
Yeah.
So I didn't really have to do a whole bunch to get it started and make money right away. I bought it and then I started making money right away. Albeit the rent was low, it wasn't what it should have been, but it was still money that I could make. So instead of being in the red, I was technically in the black because I was just making my money right back. But once they started to leave, and I really realized that, oh man, this would take a lot of money to get it back going, a lot of money, and I didn't have it, and I also didn't want to do it. So I started looking to sell because that's what a lot of advice I was getting. You might want to sell this and just move it into something else. So that's what I did.
Any reason why you didn't do a cash out refinance and then just take that money and put it down for another one?
At that time, I didn't even know what it was.
I had that problem too. I got like 15, 16, 17 plus properties deep before I even knew what a cash out refinance was. And I was doing real estate for like 8 years. Mind you that. So it's like not a lot of people know you can borrow against your equity.
Exactly. I done it later for my other properties that we might get into later. But at that time, I didn't know what it was. If I would have known, I probably would have done it because I don't like selling. Some people like to flip. I know y'all had B-Man on. He likes to flip and everything and stuff. But I didn't want to get in that. I wanted to buy and hold for everything. Because like I said, I'm still working. I got my other career that I can, fall back on and stuff like that. That makes me residual income. But I didn't want to sell it. But it was just the right time for me to move into something else. It was just a money pit for me. I just really didn't know what I was doing.
How many properties you at now?
16. I had 18, but I sold 2 of them. And the other one that was a horrible deal I got into too. But yeah, I got 16 now.
16. So you went from 1 to 16 in 2.5, 3 years?
2 years.
That's impressive.
0 to 16 in 2 years, yeah.
Let's get back to that, man. You got 16 rentals. And people thought that, man, life is just good. You're chilling on a beach with your laptop. You're retired, man. You're sipping champagne every day.
Right.
That is actually doable if you manage your finances right. At what point did you start feeling safe and secure with your rentals? What number? Like 8th rental, 5th rental?
It's crazy because I had 7 single family properties, and the last one I bought was a 10. It was 10 at one time. It was a 10-unit complex in Midtown. So I went from 7 to 17 really quick, and it was my first multifamily property that I've done. So it was a little different, but a lot of stuff stays the same. But it was just a lot more money involved, and I didn't really know how I was going to fund the deal. At this point in time, I didn't know about cashing out refi. I didn't know about other people's money because I've always put my own money in the down payments up to that point. And so this lady was trying to rent out one side of her duplex. So I just hit her up, said, hey, I'm not looking to rent, but will you be willing to sell the duplex? I wanted to get in multifamily. I was just wanting to get a duplex. I didn't think it was gonna be 10. But she said, yeah, hit up my husband. And so I hit up the husband, hey, I talked to your wife that you willing to sell. So yeah, I actually am willing to sell, but it's not just a duplex. It's actually 3 duplexes, a triplex, and a single apartment.
Ooh, you hit the lottery.
Yeah, and that's what I thought. I was like, oh my God, yeah, okay, so great. Let's go out there and look at it. So I got there and gave me the numbers, and I was like, oh, well, I don't know how I'm gonna afford that. To 20% of what that was, $280,000 at the time.
Man, you got 10 units for $280,000 in Mobile.
See, no, I'm not finished.
Oh man.
So at that time, it was 280, but only 4 out of the 10 were rented. Other ones needed major rehab, and I was like, I don't know.
That's still amazing.
Yeah, now that I got the knowledge, I was like, yeah, I fell into a pot of gold.
Dude, if you said that in a room full of real estate investors right now, even if you add another 100,000 onto that, you're gonna have people stabbing each other, fighting each other just to get in line to just talk to you.
So at that time, 280, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know how I was going. I didn't know what 20% of 280 was at the time. But I'm like, I can't afford that. So it sat for a year. Came back a year later, said because now I got the knowledge. Now I'm starting to read a lot of Bigger Pockets books. Brandon Turner's one of my favorite guys to listen to. I went back to him, said, hey, you still got that 10 unit? Yeah, I still got it. You still willing to sell it? Yeah. Went back out there, instead of being 280, went to the 320. So I was like, okay, I know how to do it. I know what I need to do now. So my mom had a property that was officially paid off. So she let me use her cash out to get the money to take out of that deal to put for a down payment on that one. So I had no money into the deal at all. I just told my mom I'll pay her note until I refinance out to put that money back in her property. But that's how I did that one after I got all the knowledge and got creative with my financing. And I bought it for $320, and now after everything was done, it was worth $750. So I learned all that from the first deal I bought to the second to third, to put all that knowledge I did and all those other properties into the one that got me double equity for buying that one.
Just listening to one podcast by Grant Cardone a decade ago almost changed the course of my life for me, my kids, and my grandchildren with just one purchase.
But you know the difference, dude? You took action. Like he said earlier, a lot of people are in the analysis paralysis stage.
Yeah.
Where they just taking all this information, just keep taking in more and never do anything with it.
I get so many people asking me what I did. I start reading books. I send them the books that I read. They come back later and just, I was like, how you doing this, man? I'm just like, I'm sending you what I read. I'm literally sending you exactly what happened to me, how to get involved. And like you said, people just don't take the action like they should.
This is why I love real estate, because I can tell each one of you in this room everything that I know, even handhold you through a deal. You could go out and buy 500 units of 500 unit apartment complex. I wouldn't know about it unless you told me. It wouldn't hurt me. It wouldn't make me sleep any less. There's plenty of real estate. There's plenty of deals to go around. That's the beautiful part about real estate.
Right.
Everyone is there to
right.
help you. I have not met that many real estate investors that are trying to suppress other people.
Nope.
Most of them are like, I want you up on my level so we can do a deal together.
I want to ask you, because I love asking everybody the same question. Was there any times in your life where you got knocked on your ass and you just had to get up, didn't feel sorry for yourself, kept moving? Let's talk about some failures. We love being transparent on this channel.
Yeah. So, shoot, my first deal I bought, it was a horrible experience. I didn't really know what I was doing. I just literally bought it because I know I wanted to get in the game, and I just used that as a learning tool. It had termite damage all in it, even when I bought it. Hole in the roof, deck was wobbly. I just put so much money in it. It just knocked me. Like I said, it knocked me down, but it didn't keep me down. But yeah, that was definitely a learning experience for me, just dealing with how you're supposed to deal with contractors, you deal with tenants, you deal with repairs, you deal with literally everything that comes with it to enable to be successful at it. So yeah, that was definitely not a good experience for me at all. But that first deal helped me get to the team deal when I bought it and doubled my equity in one deal, more than doubled it. So it was definitely worth it. I wouldn't change it for nothing.
I hear you. So if somebody is on the other side of this camera trying to get into their first deal, what advice would you give them? What would you tell them to look out for? Maybe learning from your mistakes?
Yeah, I like I said, I use my own money for doing it at first. But if you have somebody in your circle that has money set to the side but don't know what they want to do with it, or just have anybody that they can talk to about it, or your primate house that your mom or dad is staying in, they may have some equity in it, like you said, a HELOC or something. Just ask around. You never know what a conversation will bring. Anything, regardless of real estate, stocks, anything like that, insurance, do it to the best of your ability. Anything that comes with a skill that, Gage was talking about earlier, learn that skill, get more confident. Anything that makes you more valuable, 10x that. Like Justin always talk about, 10x that. You're never doing enough. Keep going.
Keep building.
Keep going. Keep grinding.
Yeah.
Now, all his links will be down below, so if you want to contact Brandon, click the links down below. And yeah, guys, catch y'all on the next one.
For sure. Thank y'all.